Hi, welcome to the Commercial Gas Engineer channel. Just going to talk to you about 15 unusually helpful items that all tradesmen could do with. They're also underrated as well because there are tools that we can have with us in our van, not tools specifically, but items that can assist us with our work. And I'm going to just quickly go through 15 of them. So the first is, at number 15, is a charger. It's good to have the right charger for the right appliances, the one that the manufacturer provide with it. In this case here, I have an Honor phone and a Supercharger, which comes with a 6 amp cable. That charges the phone up very quick. And if I use other chargers, it's quite slow, but it's really good to have the good chargers on you, and even portable charger packs, because when you're mobile and you're away from home, or you're in a plant room which doesn't have power on some rare occasions, it's helpful to have chargers or portable chargers with you. Make sure you have a decent extension lead with a thermal cutout. Get at least up to 25 meters long. These can help you out in a plant room when you need to charge up appliances or use appliances such as your flue gas analyzer or different things, your phone. Make sure you get some good, decent winter clothes, especially where the temperatures are starting to plummet at the moment. Make sure you've got your scarf, your hat, your gloves, etc., your thermals. Stock up on those and keep yourself warm. Last thing you want, hopefully this hasn't happened to you, but it has happened to me. Last thing you want to be is on a roof working on air handling unit, and it's freezing and you're up there and you're trying to sort out this unit fast, and you can't even stay on the roof because it's either pouring down with rain or snow, or you're just freezing and you're up on a roof. Last thing you want to be worried about is that you're uncomfortable. When you're carrying out diagnosis or servicing, you need to make yourself comfortable, so you need to be wrapped up warm. So invest in some decent thermal gear. Get yourself some decent safety boots. I do recommend that you try them on in the shop. Get your size and try them on properly so that they're comfortable, because you're going to be walking around in them in a lot. Sometimes you'll be doing loads of walking up and down a building and so on, and you need to get the most comfortable boots that you can. So try them on, lace them up appropriately for yourself. And it's important to have safety boots. I mainly wear safety boots for one or two reasons. Not because I'm scared of things falling on my foot or banging my toe, but I wear them because I want decent rubber soles in case I get electrocuted. When I walk into a flooded plant room, safety boots don't get wet so easily as opposed to trainers and so on. Safety boots are better when there's a flood. Get yourself some mini tools. There's certain tools you can just keep in your pocket sometimes, and it saves you having to go back to your van to bring your tool bag. You may not always want to bring your tool bag into a job. Sometimes you just want to carry your multimeter and your screwdriver set in your hand. But it's nice to walk with one or two mini tools in your pocket, like a mini spanner can help you sometimes. And there's other little mini tools that you can carry in your pocket. Laser thermometers are quite cheap and cheerful, and one of the most underrated tools about. I hardly see any plumbers walking with these, and they are really good for many different purposes. They're good for checking the temperature of the water. They're also good as a proof of repair. So when you get a breakdown, you can record the temperatures that you had of a radiator, of a system. And then you can also, as a reference point for yourself, take a picture and then go back to it later. Then you see the increase in case you were unsure whether you were at 50 or 60 Celsius and you want to record that increase in temperature rise. It's good to show the client, and it's also good to see where there's heat loss in a building. Now, wet vacs are highly underrated tools as well. Plumbers, I don't understand why every plumber doesn't carry one. I've seen so many seasoned plumbers that don't carry wet vacs. I understand that there's different ways of doing work, but a wet vac is such a... Have you ever, when you walk into a plant room or a place, nothing gets up the water quicker, than a drain, but a wet vac soaks up the water so quick. I know this because when I used to work at a college, the students used to always flood the place out before lunchtime. They would leave loads of joints, like not done up properly, go for their lunch, leave it open without testing properly, flood the place, flood out the workshop. And if you didn't have a commercial wet vac and you were just depending on a mop in that place, drains can help as well. But still, water likes to go to the areas of like least resistance and just sit there and so on. And the drainage isn't always perfectly designed in colleges. So you needed a wet vac. And if you didn't, I'd still be there now, years later, mopping up and hoovering up where the students had flooded the place. So wet vacs are quick, not just for soaking up leaks, but for unblocking drain pipes. They're good because they're not pushing the blockage further down the line. They're ideal for unblocking like washing machine drain. They're definitely worth having. Try to walk with your clipboard. It helps because writing is also another thing that's underrated. People don't write enough anymore. Everything's done with technology and so on, but writing helps. You write down what you're doing on a job, what your intentions are, or what you found on a breakdown. Bring your clipboard in or write your errors you find, because later you may be on a service and you may spot a few errors and then you'll forget to note them down. Get yourself a decent notepad. Okay, the pocket ones are good as well. You can just slip that in your pocket, some of these thin ones here, and just take down little notes, drop notes down to remember things on site, telephone numbers, manufacturers. When you call up the manufacturers, it's good, or when you're asking for technical support from somebody, you just write it down, take notes of what they say. Get yourself some builder's buckets. The large tubs, they are very useful. They can be used on drain downs. They can be used for all sorts. It's good to have. You can use them to carry tools, to carry things. They're great to have. They're quite inexpensive. I think I bought about 3 recently for £15, and they've just been a godsend. So kneeling pads are great to have. You can get some on Amazon or on eBay or in the pound shop. Don't kneel down on your knees and damage them. Don't kneel on the hard floor. You see, if you walk into a building, into a plant room without something to kneel on, you're going to automatically just kneel on your knees at some. You can also get knee pads, but it's quite awkward if you're doing a lot of walking in your job to have knee pads always. You can get the ones that slide into your overalls or the ones that are on the outside. Get yourself a decent camping chair, one of the foldable ones. I bought one for about £7-8, I believe. There's some on Amazon here, but get yourself one. I think I bought mine in Tesco's for £7 or £8 in the summer. Get yourself a decent one, because when you're in a plant room, I'm somebody where when I'm doing paperwork, I do not like standing up writing stuff for like 10-15 minutes. I prefer to sit down if I'm doing my paperwork, be comfortable and write. Get yourself a decent 2-litre water bottle. You probably got your own water bottle already. It doesn't make sense having the little tiny ones. Carry a good 2 litres. That's what they recommend you should have in a day. Carry your water bottle with you. If you don't have it with you, you're unlikely to drink water. But because when you're out of your home and you're working all day, it's good for you to keep changing that oil in your body and stay hydrated and drink loads of water. A Bluetooth headset. Get a decent Bluetooth headset. This is number 2 on the list for me, because without my Bluetooth headset, when I'm getting calls in and I'm working, I don't like to take my hand. Sometimes I don't like to be distracted when I'm working, when I'm doing something dangerous, such as if I'm working on electric, things of that nature. I don't like to be on the phone speaking to anyone, or even when you're driving, sometimes you should try to avoid talking too much as it's a distraction. But there are times when you can't have that luxury and it's a busy day and people want to have quick feedback as to what's going on, if their building's up and running, etc., etc. If you've got a Bluetooth headset, you can just be clicking that button and telling people what the situation is. And you can also use it for music or for listening to a podcast or listening to something. You could be in a plant room on your own and you're bored. Or you might be learning something. You might want to learn some sort of language or whatever it may be. You can just pop this on whilst you're doing something and listen to your music, some nice calming music or some upbeat music, whatever you prefer. A kettle is my number 1 tool. Yes, flasks are good too, but sometimes I cannot get enough tea in a flask for the day. And also, I don't like when my tea is just about hot. I like when it's like literally scalding, burning your tongue levels. And I also like to have a kettle for other purposes, such as for washing down heat exchangers and so on, washing down burners. I like to have boiling hot water at times. And I also like it for making a pot noodle or using it to just heat up some food. I find kettles are amazing. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye.